Okay, so here we go, YouTube. Well, what I have here, kind of out of my detail realm, but it's an excavator. A guy called me. He said he had a couple excavators. Both had rodent problems. Got into the ducting system. Want to know if there's anything I could do for him. And of course, I said, sure, I can come up, check it out, clean it, biobomb it, clean the ductwork. If your mechanic pulls the ductwork, Um, his mechanic pulled the ductwork, some of the ductwork. Unfortunately, where the rodent was, he didn't pull that ductwork. But anyhow, so I've already been on this probably 40 minutes before the video starts. I forgot I even brought the camera with me till I went back to the car at one point. At this point, I'm just working on cleaning, wiping. I have two bottles in here. One was Zap It, Superior Product Zap It, which I'm cleaning the vinyl with. Cleans it up real nice. The other one is just rinseless with a Biobomb Mini in it. I'm spraying anywhere I can get into that heater box there. Uh, when I got there, there was obviously rodents nested beside that heater box. I dug out the nest. Um, there was, I mean, it was all over around the back side of the heater box. So I got in there and dug most of that out. Spray and zap it on, just letting it soak in a little bit before I start wiping. I mean, this thing was just crazy. I mean, I just kept sweeping. The more I swept, the more dirt to come out. I mean, it's an excavator. It's a mess. It's probably never been cleaned inside. If it has, it's probably been 25 years. Thankfully, the guy's mechanic removed the seat for me. Made it much easier to access back behind it where this heater box is. The actual vent is under my left arm there. It runs underneath that console and blows up onto the front window for a defroster. That's where I could smell it when I put the steam to it, and I could smell that rodent smell. Unfortunately, I tried multiple things. I could not get my vacuum far enough down in there to tell if I removed everything or not. Um, so I just put steam to it for a long time. The process here for me is I started at the back, working towards the front, just cleaning. Believe it or not, that nasty brown spot come off with rinseless in the Biobomb. That's what was in there. In fact, most of this cleaning was done with rinseless, with a Biobomb mixed in, Biobomb Mini mixed in. It did actually a really good job cleaning. Like I said, this thing hadn't been cleaned for years. I think I threw away most of the rags I used for this job. Usually I wash my towels, but I mean, these things were so nasty. And yeah, it was a job. I'm actually still not done. I'm waiting for the mechanic to put things back together. I'm going to go back in for a final clean. Um, he's got some repairs to do inside, and he's going to let me know when I can get back into it to clean it, to finish cleaning it. I mean, I got the bulk of it out. Like I said, I started from the back, worked to the front. The back was nasty. The front was just, from the guy's feet in and out. It's an excavator, just mud. You know what I mean? Just caked on mud. I probably pulled, well, that little vacuum there, my Milwaukee 12-volt vacuum, which worked wonderful for this job, honestly. I mean, a bigger shop vac, I wouldn't be able to get a 2-inch hose in most of the place I had to get into. This thing worked great. I think I was there 4 hours. I think I went through 4 or 5 12-volt 4 amp hour batteries. I mean, I have them, and it's not that big of a deal to switch out a battery. But anyhow, that vacuum, I think I had to dust the filter out, like take the filter out of it and clean it, I think 4 times in that 4 hours because it was just so dusty and dirty. And I had to empty the actual bin on it. It wasn't completely full, but it was full enough. When I cleaned the filter, I emptied the bin. So that was 4 times I think I emptied the bin. As you can see, the front's it's just caked in mud. Mud, rocks, stones. I mean, there's stones all down underneath that console. Uh, and I worked at it, worked at it, worked at it to get that swept out. That's, like I said, pretty much rinseless with Biobomb Mini, more or less just to help deodorize it. Most of this stuff here is just me wiping. Spray, let it sit for a minute, wipe it. Spray, let it sit for a minute, wipe it. Just working my way around, like I said, working from the very back corner back there out to the front. But I really wanted to get around that heater box good. Like I said, that's where the nest was. That's where the nesting I found was. Um, and I just kept going back in there with the shop vac, pulling stuff out there. I'm still pulling parts of the nest out here. I'm gloved up. I also have a mask on. You probably can't tell, but I am wearing a mask. Uh, just because, you're dealing with feces, animal animal nesting. You don't know what kind of stuff's in it. So, and then of course it started raining, so it was a mixture of it'd be dry for a little bit, then it'd start raining, and the rain and the dirt just makes mud. There I am trying to reach back in there as far as I can to finally get a light so I could see back in there. Yeah, I could still feel stuff back in there. It's where the coils are for like the heater core, the air conditioning. So what I eventually do is I get my generator out and a steamer, and I go in there and I steam all this stuff. I'm using a blower to try to blow some of that out, some of that loose stuff out. Like I said, there's not much room to work in there at all. I mean, you can only get your hand back in there, and like I said, I'm just trying to spray the bio bombs and a rinseless back there, mainly just to kill stuff. Yeah, I think this is where I get the generator out. Yeah, remind me. Which I already did. I ordered a new generator because this 5000 way too big to lug around by yourself. It's handy, don't get me wrong, but it's just too hard to get in and out of the car. So I ordered myself a smaller one, something more compact that'll be easier to take. Because I have another excavator to do, and I'm sure he's going to have more stuff. This is just a basic McCullough steamer, but it works great. I mean, at this point in my business, I don't need anything more than this. This is plenty what I do. I don't steam all that much, but when I do, it's absolutely nice to have. And I just, I fill that up with water, and then I get a BioBomb Mini here. I'm trying to remember what I did with them. Somewhere I brought BioBomb Minis. Where did I put them? Ah, there they are. And I'll just drop one of those into the tank. Let it sit for a few minutes. Turn the steamer on. So basically, it's distilled water and a BioBomb Mini. Yeah, so at this point, I'm just waiting for the steamer to get up. Get the BioBomb Mini. Drop in it. Drop one in there. I take my mask off and get a drink of water here for a minute before I get back into it. Letting that steamer get up to temp. I knew the rain was coming, so I was trying to get the steaming done and that kind of stuff before the rain set in. So I could get that stuff put back in the car before it got soaking wet, and I had to load it with it wet. Yeah. So right now I'm just throwing that steam. It's like I said, it's got the BioBomb Mini mixed in with the distilled water. So a chlorine dioxide, just jamming it wherever I can back in there to kill anything, any smells. The coils for the AC and the heater are back in there, so you'll see me get back in there and I just shoot that steam all back through there. Now I don't think the nesting went into them. Them coils are pretty densely packed. I forgot to bring. I have a actual camera, um, an inspection camera, and I meant to bring it so I could get back in there and see, and I forgot to grab it. But yeah, I just work that steam. Just keep working the steam here. Um, try it on a couple other things, see if it cleans out, cleans. It's effective, but honestly, bigger swaths are just easier to use chemicals. Pretty much, I use rinseless for all the touch stuff, floors and other stuff like that. I use Superior products, all clean or green all. No, sorry, green all, and there's Zap It, which Zap It's more of a carpet cleaner, but it does work excellent on the vinyl. You know, because it's got like a vinyl floor. So I mean, it definitely works for that. Back to the car, I'm looking for an attachment for the steamer. Yeah, I think it's that little angle one I put on there. Right there, I'm blowing in. I was blown into the duct that goes to the outside of the machine. The piece of duct hose that goes from it is laying on the track. It goes over to the armrest or the arm console and goes out to that goes up to that defroster by the windshield. But yeah, I just basically I'm working the steam. I mean that's was my plan going into this, was to clean everything out the best I could, then just hit as much of it with that uh, chlorine dioxide BioBomb Mini, um, which just to disinfect and clean it. Yeah, I figure I'd try it on the window, getting around that heater box more. That's where I started blowing into the vent, going up towards the window. Boy, that's when I could smell the rodent smell. Blowing into that, under that arm console there, and it goes up into the. Now I'm blowing down into it, just trying to get that steam and that chlorine dioxide down in there to kill the smell. My issue is, did I get everything out of there? Like I said, I tried to jam my sweeper down in there as far as I could. Um, well, I need some kind of a brush to get down in there. Or, I don't know. I'm going to take my inspection camera up next time I go up later this week and get down there with the inspection camera, see if there's anything laying in there. I don't think there is. I mean, obviously I don't know. I can't say with 100% confidence, but yeah, I just tried to jam my shop vac down there. Actually, what I think that's like an inch and a quarter hose. I need probably an inch because that goes down underneath that joystick there, and it comes out right back behind the seat. That's right. There's a piece of duct that goes from that black heater box below the vacuum cleaner there into that armrest, that arm console, and I don't know if it was off and the rodent got into it through there, or if it come through the heater box. I don't know. I just know I could smell it It's the only place I actually smelled rodent in the whole thing was that heater box there. So I just, like I said, I kept jamming my sweeper down in there. I think at one point I tried blowing it out with my blower here. Because I'm not really pulling anything out with the sweeper. I mean, I can't feel nothing coming out. So I thought, well, maybe if I get my blower and just blow down through there and blow it out. And when I did that, all I really got out of there was some liquid, obviously from the steam being down in there. It come out that lower port, so I didn't get any solids out of it. So I don't think there's solids in it. I think it's just the smell got in there, you know what I mean? That's what the owner of the machine, when he called me, he's like, listen, he goes, I want to use the machine, he goes, but I can't sit in there and smell that, you know, which I understand that. You wouldn't want to, you know. I also got to go up and clean that big window right there. On the outside, it had a hydraulic line break and just covered that window. So I think I'll probably bring up Dark Fury and use Dark Fury on it in my pressure washer. See if I can get it clean for him. He's got a small, another excavator. This is a 425, I do believe. He's got a 325 I have to do. But honestly, the 325, supposedly it's got a rodent smell too. I don't know. I stuck my head in it and I didn't smell anything. But it is, I could just say for a fact, 80% cleaner than what this one was. I mean, it don't look bad at all inside. At all. So yeah. In fact, here's a picture of the other excavator inside. You can see it's a lot cleaner. I took these a week ahead of time, trying to figure out what I was getting into. And then I'll pull up a picture of what this one looked like. Uh, I took it at the same time. Yeah, that's the difference. This one's a lot dirtier than what the other one was. This one, like I said, was quite a mess. I mean, just the amount of dirt and mud and stuff in it. But yeah, I have it to do yet. But I mean, I don't anticipate it. It should be a lot easier process. Not really as dirty. I do believe it's probably 10 or 15 years newer than this one. This is my first job doing something like this. Like I said, I usually do cars. I know this guy. I mean, I worked for him for years. Um, and, you know, I'm not going to say no to him. He's a good guy, uh, honest guy. So, yeah. And I don't mind a challenge. Uh, you know, it's something different. Something I can add to my book as far as things I could do. Those are the inside panels that were in there. It just started to sprinkle, so I figured I'd get them out where maybe they could get some rain on them. Started cleaning up some of this ducting. Oh my gosh, it is so dirty. So dirty. I decided, well, I brought water and a bucket. I should have brought a regular 5-gallon bucket. I put some Superior Products Road Warrior in that little bucket. This is actually my bucket I usually use, that little blue one for my buffer to clean my buffer wheels. Added some water to it, and I'm just going to soak these in there while I'm working on the rest of it. There's still some rodent stuff in this one. I was beating it out. You can see it there. I didn't bring a screwdriver with me. I was looking for a dime. They had worm clamps on them. I wanted to take them apart so I could just stick them in there and soak them. Should have probably brought my pressure washer. I didn't think of it. Because I wasn't planning on really doing anything, but I could have probably pressure washed these. But I soaked them. It worked. I mean, you know, they were just nasty. All around nasty. Back to the steam. I'm just going to keep hitting this with steam. Trying to get the smell of it out. That was actually his. Yeah. So yeah. So here's where I start. Pretty much thinking, well, get the blower maybe. Try to blow down in that vent. So I grab it, blow around the back air a little bit around the side there, kick some stuff out. Then I jam it down in that vent. Still trying to, like I said, the more I cleaned, the more dirt to come out of it. It was, it was just one of them deals. Yeah, there. I think I'm trying to get that window open, trying to figure out how to open that window, but I couldn't get it. So I jam in there and just start blowing stuff out behind them pedals. And pedals were just packed with mud, dirt, all kinds of stuff. Blew some fuses out of the cup holder, dig out underneath that vinyl there. Just keep going at it. So yeah, back in here I go. I'm going to try to blow everything out again. At some point, my camera here runs out of power, so at the end I'll throw up a shot of what I got cleaned up. Like I said, I still have another probably hour and a half of cleaning to do once the mechanic's back in there and gets what he needs done. There's all kinds of stuff he needs put back together, repairs he wants to make. The stuff jamming under these pedals amazed me. Probably 25 years worth of stones and mud. I don't even know how the pedals worked, honestly, with this stuff. I really don't. Yeah, so just back and forth here. Like I said, at some point my camera cuts off. I didn't realize the battery ran out on it. I started spraying this stuff down, letting it soak a little bit, try to get it cleaned up. But the camera dies, and I'll throw up a picture at the end what I have done. I still, like I said, have another hour or so in the unit to get it finished. Yeah, I'm so glad I got a smaller generator. This thing here is too much for me and myself to get in and out of the car without. I don't want to mess the car up, you know. It's my daily driver, my primary vehicle. My wife and I share. We only have one car, so at this point I got them vents cleaned up pretty. Yeah, and here's the picture after 4 hours what it looks like. It got a lot better.